Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for another video in the How to Edit Wedding Photos series. You can watch more of these videos in the playlist on the channel. Today's preview edit is the lovely Carrie and Dean, a brilliant wedding at Charlton Hall in Northumberland. My first ever wedding where all the bridesmaids wore black dresses and accompanied by black tie for the gents. It looked incredible. Let's dive in on the edit and get started. So back on the computer guys, this is Carrie and Dean as I said in the intro, so let's just go straight over to the Lightroom editing. So this is the 40 images, so last time I had 60 or so photos and it went on for over an hour and I managed to cut out about 16 minutes, so it was about a 47-minute video. Hopefully this should be a bit quicker today. So we've got 40 photos from Carrie and Dean's wedding at Charlton Hall. Quite a few black and whites, some in colour. Nice little preview. So what I'll do is we'll jump in to develop. We'll reset these. My SSD is connected again, so I'm going to leave it today, and then we can zoom in one and you can actually see the quality and see the grain patterns and things like that. So let's press reset. So are they going to reset today? Yep, I think they are, aren't they? Yeah, there we go, because it was having a bit of a mare the other day. So, right, where shall we start? At the beginning, I suppose. So, let me go in. Okay, so straight away, this bit of branch here is annoying me. So, I guess the first thing we need to do really is let's select them all. Put the preset on. So develop, preset. Gonna go back out to the library module, add in the temperature. So 1, 2, add in the tint, 1, 2, and add in a double tint. So sometimes when it's this wedding was shot, I think autumny winter, I think. So sometimes it's more of the blue time of year. I might add a bit more temperature, but this is a good start, so we'll use that. So this is the first image. So before, let's go to develop. So out camera, preset. So let's open up the basic panel. Again, I have power keys, so I'll just be using my keyboard. So I'm just going to take that exposure down. So let's drag it out a little bit. Again, I've sort of got Elgato lights shining in my face, so if the colour looks a bit off to use, hopefully it looks alright. Yeah, I think I've turned them down. I had them on 4% the other day when we did the video, so they're down to 1% now. That looks pretty good to me. I might put a bit more warmth in. And then I am going to remove that branch because it's just annoying. Lovely. Yeah, pretty good to go on that one. Next image. Straighten this bad boy up. Come up. So it is lagging a little bit because I have got to connect it to the SD drive. Again, just pull the exposure down a little. Looks nice. So if I go to 1:1, yeah, it looks nice. So I tell you what, let's jump ahead. We'll do one of the portraits, and then I can show you the 1:1 quality. So yeah, everything's nice and sharp. If I turn the grain effect off and on, so that's it off. So it's razor sharp. I just prefer, it's quite digital, so I just prefer to have that little bit less digital look. So if I undo that, it just adds that nice little grain pattern in. So I only have it set at 15, so it's very minimal. I know some people go even beyond that. Right, so let's edit this photo. So I'm going to drag it in a bit to the right a little bit. Up the exposure a tad. I'm going to put a subject pop onto those. So we're just going to increase the brightness on the couple, which means I can then take the overall exposure back down to how I wanted it. Probably a little bit more warmth. And now my 35G Master handles chromatic aberration brilliantly. I mean, you can sort of see, if I'd done this on the 35 1.8 FE lens, you tend to get a lot of blue fringing. I have like a chroma fix preset here that I use. So if you're getting a lot of chroma, what I tend to do is, where am I at? Lens corrections. Go into manual and I just add 2 onto both the green and purple, and it just sort of helps take the deep fringe, the fringing away. So that's pretty much that photo good to go. And then what I'll do is I will just eject the hard drive just to speed things up, guys. Okay, that's ejected now. Here we go. Yeah, right, back to the beginning. It's just catching up. There we go, we're away. Right, third image. So again, that is near enough how I had it previously. So if I just take the exposure down a little bit, again, straight out of camera, preset on. Could do a small highlight burn and exposure burn on the clothes around here. And just pull that down a bit, just to draw the attention more towards the mum's face. I'll turn that on and off, and just balances the photo a little bit better. Next image. So we're inside the ceremony space, and it's quite dingy. So I'm just going to work on brightening the entire thing, a bit more warmth, take the purple down a little bit, and then I think what I'll do is just pull back the Wilson's bit, because obviously it's a neon sign, so I'll tell you what, we'll leave the highlights and pull the exposure instead. That's a bit better. Cool, looking good. Nice. Next image. So I'm just going to pull this in a little bit. Pull the exposure down. A bit more warmth. Let's add a little pop onto there. See what that does. Pop on. Subject pop. Nice. Pull that back. Probably needs a bit more purple. Magentas. So straight out camera, preset. And this one was black and white, so straight away let's just black and white it. Tiny little rotate of the crop, and then pull it in. So all I'm going to do is just make sure they're centered to the frame, and now pull the exposure down, and pretty much good to go on that image. Next one. Again, pretty much straight out of camera. So that's straight out of camera, preset. Straight out of camera, preset. Let's add a subject mask onto this bridesmaid, and I'll detract it from everywhere else with a linear gradient. So pretty simple. I might pull it in a bit because of the hair here with that shadow on the edge of the photo. Yeah, pretty nice. I'll add a tiny bit more warmth. Next photo, again Shannon. So Shannon is lovely. I had a great time for all of the bridesmaids that day. Shannon obviously gave me some good expressions here. So if I just pull the exposure down, so that looks really nice. Straight out camera, preset, and this is what it looked like before. So I had it in black and white, but obviously it works really nice in colour as well. I think I'll leave it in colour, to be fair. So Dad, so obviously just seeing his daughter. Let's pull the exposure. I can see straight away it's a bit green, so a bit more magentas, probably a bit more warmth. Lovely. And then straight out camera, preset, and then it actually looked like this. So it was in black and white, but again, don't mind it in colour. Let's move on. Let's add a bit more magentas, a bit more warmth, and then I'm just going to add in some brightness into this section here, and then up that to 0.5 instead of 0.3, and then drag the rest of the image exported down. So again, that is near enough how it was. So that was it before, which looked a bit too green, and that's it now. So a bit too green, that's it now. Much better. I might even, because things like this annoy me a little bit, so I might actually just crop it down a bit just so it looks like it's more one piece. There you go. I like that much better. Okay, again, sort of see the roof here in the ceremony. It's just annoying and makes the image look really wonky. So I'm just going to crop that down. Just going to go off this line here is for the center, and straight away it looks better. So let's pull this down, add the subject mask to bride and dad, and then I'm just going to take it away off everybody else, and then once more on the other side. Lovely. And then, did I make this image black and white before? That is the question. Sharpening, I did not. So let's add a little bit more warmth. I'm going to pull the magentas back a little bit, and that's good enough for me, like that. Okay, so it's a little bit wonky here, and imagine this was black and white, yeah, but we could do this in colour if we wanted to. It's not a problem, but I have reconverted some of my black and whites to colour, so I'll stick with black and white for this one. And then let's add a little subject mask. Lovely. And then up the exposure a little bit. Let's add the black and white. Pull out exposure back a little bit now. I'm just going to create a burn on the flowers. So a little bit bright. Probably the bottom of the dress as well, to be fair. Looks nice to me. Yeah, it looks good. Next image. So this was mum and dad sort of holding hands during the ceremony. I could tell they were holding hands. His hand has buried hers a little bit, but always be aware of people's hands and what they're doing. So let's pull the exposure down. Again, let's just drag this in. Nice. Let's move on. Again, I think this was possibly black and white, but I'll try and keep it in colour because it looks nice. A bit more magenta. And I would say add a little subject pop onto the face, maybe. So let's do a subject pop. And then I'm just going to subtract it from a linear gradient off the bottom of her, and then pull the rest of the exposure back. That looks nice. Lovely. Again, a little shadow edge there, which I'm not a fan of, so I'm just going to crop it in. Nice. Moving on. Again, this image was black and white. We've got the coordinator there in front, leading them around to the front of the building, so I definitely would have removed her in the original image, I would believe. So sharpen, yeah, she's totally gone. From the look of it, I just cropped it in, so yeah, I just cropped it so she's not actually in the photo, so let's just do that. Lovely. So it looked like it was about there, like that, and then we made that black and white. So pull the exposure down. Again, with dresses, the bottom always ends up bright, because obviously white reflects light, so we're always going to have to do a burn on the bottom of the dress, basically. So subtract from the top, and then let's just burn the bottom of the dress, just so you can see the detail. So if I turn that on and off, it's quite noticeable, like really bright before. So that's nice. Might pull the exposure once more. Again, bridesmaids waiting to throw the confetti at Carrie and Dean. Lovely reaction again from Shannon. So let's just pull this in a little bit. Gorgeous. And then I'm going to add a bit more warmth and a bit more magentas. Say about there. Looks nice. So straight out of camera, edited. We're getting through them a lot quicker today, I feel. Right, let's move straight in this one. I'm just going to pull it in a little bit to about there. Let's have a look. Nice. A little bit more warmth, a little bit more magenta. Darken it down. Looks good to me. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add a little bit of a dodge. Certain elements over here. So I just turn that on and off. Just subtle. Just bringing that up. Nice photo again of the bridesmaids of Carrie drinking their espresso martinis. Just gonna add a bit of dodge here and pull it back. A bit more warmth, and then it needs magentas pumped in. Again, before, after. Probably gone a little bit too far with magentas. Pull it back too. There we go. Say about that. Might add a bit of dodge on the Carrie. Jobs are good. Right. There's a story about this beautiful dog called Raine. Unfortunately, no longer with us. But it was Carrie's pride and joy dog. So I'd imagine this photo means a lot to her. So I'm just going to warm it up, add some magentas, and then let's pull it back. Tell you what, because the dog's obviously quite dark in colour, so I'm going to add a subject mask to lift and then darken the rest just to balance the image a bit more. And then what I did do for this photo was I actually removed the leader. So if I do that now, let's go up to the dog. Honestly, the removal tool in Lightroom used to be dreadful. It's actually not bad now, like. So how's that looking? Yep, pretty good. Just gonna see if I can fix this edge bit here. Yeah, that'll do, I think. Let's have a look, one more. There we go. Right, and then let's see if I can get rid of... Let's just see if I can get rid of all this. Doesn't need the lead and all that, does it? Quite fortunate that's a lot of brown hair, so should just blend in quite easy, I would say. There we go. Let's just have a little play with this bit here. Then suddenly the dog's not on a lead anymore. Lovely. Right. A little bit off center. There we go. Next image. So nice group shot. All in black dresses, so it looks pretty cool. And then just going to pull the exposure down. It definitely needs some magentas pumped in. A bit more warmth. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I like that. Before, after. Again, we're back to this one. I've already done the crop, which we saw earlier, as I was showing you the grain. Pretty happy with it. I might add a tiny bit of exposure onto Dean. So that just lifts him slightly. Next image. I think I made this one black and white. So again, we've got trees up here, so I'm just going to get rid of those. So I'm just going to crop in. So I'm just going to keep the full train. Like, it's quite easy just to center them here, but I think I might just have them off center. About there. Again, white just draws too much, so just going to see if I can brighten Dean in the top of the image up a little bit. So I just up that up by 0.5. That looks nice. Okay, next one. So again, just crop this in slightly. And I'm just going to pull the exposure down. Bit of magentas. It's almost good to go. I'm going to see if I can get rid of this power box on the wall. Yep, jobs are good in. And then I'm just going to create a bit of a highlight pull on the bottom of the dress. Yeah, looks nice. Next image. This was definitely a black and white because it was one of my favourites. It's actually 4-starred, so it means it's portfolio. Again, just fix all this mud on the dress. I'm just going to go back to how it was, and then there we go. So that's how it was before we started the video, and then I'll just up the exposure a little bit. Saves doing the entire work, but I've just cloned out the mud and pulled the exposures down. Next image, sharpening. So this is how it was before, just a nice black and white. So again, let's just go black and white and just pull that exposure down. Nice and simple. Next image. So this is Dean's brother, I think it was, from memory. Again, looks pretty good straight out camera. Put a bit of warmth in, maybe. Nice. Let's move it on. This was a black and white, so let's go black and white. So we've got straight lines in the back because of the windows, so just make sure they're straight. And let's just give him a nice new crop. That looks good to me. I'm going to try and bring the entire image down, but then lift him out a little bit, just to balance it. So let's go to subject pop, and then just increase it a tiny bit more. Nice. And it just drives a bit more attention to him rather than the light in the windows at the back. Okay, this is Carrie's sister, so I'm just going to drag this in and then add some magentas, a bit more warmth. Let's pull the exposure. Let's add a little subject pop. I've got that set to burn, so I just need to put it on the subject pop. Lovely. Let's pull the exposure again. I might straighten it a little bit. It looks a bit wonky with the lines in the back, so that looks fine to me. Here we go, Dean getting rinsed by his brother, so just pull that exposure down. I'm just going to drag it up towards his elbow just to create a bit more. There we go. And again, I'm going to drag this in, and then we're just going to straighten up with the lines of the windows. I'm going to put a subject pop onto the brother, and then pull the exposure down, add some magentas, add some warmth, and then we go from before, after. Just going to pull some of that magenta back out. Again, I haven't got the drive in, so it looks a bit soft, but it isn't. When I get to the end, I'll plug the drive back in and we can have a little look. Again, black and white. This one will be quite a heavy crop. Again, no problem cropping images 50% or so. It's still a massive resolution. You still probably get like 3000 pixels on the long edge, which is, I export everything back to 6000 anyway, so it looks totally fine. And I've been doing that for 6 years. So yeah, lovely. Again, let's just drag this in. Subject mask. Let's add that 0.3 dodge, and then just get rid of it off everything else. Pull the exposure, a little bit of warmth, tiny bit of magenta, job done. Again, Carrie's sister, so I'm just going to pull that right in. We're going to go black and white, pull the exposure down a little bit, press K on the keyboard to add some dodge in. Lovely. Right, next image. Pretty much good to go, nearly out of camera this. So I'm going to add some more warmth. I think I made this black and white. The reason to do your white balance first, if I make this cool, if you watch the image, so your white balance does affect your overall black and white photos. So if you look at Dean's skin there, if I zoom in on his skin, so if I just change the purples, especially around there, you can sort of see. So it's worth getting your tint and temperatures correct before you create your black and whites. because a lot of people will just apply the black and white and not touch temperature tint after the fact, whereas it actually still affects your image quite heavily. So that's why I convert everything color first, color preset, temperature, tint, and then edit from there. Okay, next one. So this one was black and white. Venue lights, spotlights. We all love spotlights. Yay. Next image. Again, this dude was off his chain. He was jumping about and everything. He was mental. Good times though. I'm here for it. Right, that'll do. And next image. Let's just add some magenta, a bit more warmth, and then just pull the exposure down a little bit. I might add a subject mask. Again, let's just add the pop and then pull that more. Lovely. Nice black and white, probably one click. Yep, straight away, it's fine. Steve Bourne, absolutely giving it some on his sax. Good lad, Steve Bourne, I like Steve. And then next image, again, black and white. I'm going to get rid of that door frame, so I'm just going to crop. Let's straighten it up first. Let's crop it, and then just try and get rid of it completely. So probably about there. And then let's pull the exposure down. And that is it. We're pretty much good to go. So let's have a look in survey mode at the full set. And that is the full set for Carrie and Dean, guys. I hope that was a lot quicker than the last one. The last one was 37 minutes, so hopefully this is more around the 20 to 25 minutes. Again, there'll be about another 30 or so of these, because I'm going to re-edit all my blog images, so it's worth recording as well, and people might get something out of it. You never know. Again, please comment down below. What have I done? Please comment down below what you'd like to see going forward. Again, all the comments and all the likes really help to drive the algorithm and push the videos out on YouTube. With my lonely 2,500 subscribers. I'm not exactly PewDiePie, am I? So yeah, if you could help me push out the videos more just by dropping a comment, say hi, that would be amazing. If not, god damn you. Right, see you later. Toodaloos.